Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is your boy Tanveer Saad, the Bengal Dragon. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and bell notification buttons, as all your support really helps me remain motivated to continue making a variety of different type of videos on this channel, and also would help a legally blind YouTube content creator remain motivated to continue doing what he's doing on this channel. Right, this is a request video. One of my commenters, Rare Cricket Videos, shout out to you by the way, requested me to talk about the influence of T20 cricket on the future of ODI cricket. Okay, no script, off the top of my head, most likely it's going to be one shot. Okay, here we go. First of all, I think the world is overreacting to Benn Stokes' retirement. Okay, I actually listened to one of the comments by Fazir Muhammad on I believe it's on a Sports Max Zone or something like that. He basically indicated that the world is taking it seriously because it is from a colonial power and from one of the power brokers of cricket. It is from one of the big three. It is from England. If such a thing happened in the West Indies, if such a thing happened in Sri Lanka, no one would take it that seriously. It is from one of the power brokers of cricket. Now, to be honest, they have a point. Like, it obviously is from one of the power brokers of cricket because, okay, just like in the UN, just like in real world, everyone says equality, equality, equality. All this, it's almost sounding like a new type of communist ideology type of thing. Okay, in UN everyone is equal, and this all that in the World Health Organization everyone's equal, in distribution, everyone knows that is not the case. Everyone knows people with more money and or more resources, like groups with more money and or more resources, have greater influence. This not only within human beings, even in the animal kingdom, okay, even within animals that actually have any type of an organizational structure, this is default. This is the most primal type of organizational feature you will have, that one person or one group or one individual or one group will have more influence than the others. This is how it has always been, and no matter how much people try to change it through different political ideologies and this and whatnot, this is how it always will be, unfortunately, in the larger scale of things. On a micro level, you can always try to make things a lot more equitable, but on a global level, this is how it will always be, because this is the most primal feature, one of the most primal features of any type of organization. Even when you go back to the hunter-gatherer societies, you always had this hierarchical structure. It was never completely equitable. Same way in cricket. Now, forget about cricket. Even look at football, soccer. Okay? Look at soccer. Do you think people without money don't have influence? If you have enough money, people are willing to look the other way and overlook many things, as long as you're paying the right price for it. This is just how the world operates. Okay, and no amount of political protests or banner waving, it will stifle it. But eventually, one way or the other, it will go back to this phenomenon. Okay, you saw it in football, you saw it in in domestic sports, you saw it in things like the NFL, you saw it in the English Premier League, and this is how it is in international cricket as well. The countries with the most money will have more influence. What's the solution? Make the other test playing nations or ODI playing nations, make them generate more money. How do you make them generate more money? You do it by changing the image of cricket. Because the image of cricket is still seen as a colonial sport, as a British colonial sport. Football, like soccer, is not seen as a British colonial sport. And thus, like, you see the success that it has. Okay. But if you're not willing to change the image of cricket, which I feel the ICC does not have the backbone to do this, because for some reason they got too politically sensitive. Here's the idea, okay? Keep the status quo. You cannot get rid of ODI cricket, okay? Look at the biggest names of T20. Chris Gayle, Shahid Afridi, AB de Villiers, who's planning to come back, Virat Kohli, okay, who else do you have? David Miller, okay, and back when he was playing Sanat Jayasuriya, okay, back when he was playing Shane Warne, and the list goes on, Kieran Pollard. So, Thisara Pereira, look at all these names. Do you think, Sunil Narayan, okay, do you think all of them got their names by not playing international cricket first? Benn Stokes, okay, who's that guy? Luke something, or Liam Plunkett, sorry, yeah, not Luke, yeah. Liam Plunkett, and what for. Do you think they got their names by not playing ODI cricket? All of them got their names by playing ODI cricket. All of them. Even the new ones. See, people like, Dinesh Karthik, Hardik Pandya, okay, Jasprit Bumrah and whatnot. Okay, yeah, with their performances, they got their foot in the door in international cricket. Had they flopped in international cricket, do you know how badly it would look? It would reflect on their T20 career. No one will care. Their stock will crash below the surface of the earth if you remove international cricket, especially international ODI cricket, especially. So all this talk about making everything, a franchise based, and listen, even in soccer and football, okay? Do you think Kylian Mbappe's stock did not rise after he was one of the most influential people in helping France win the World Cup? Okay, even back in the day, you had the Premier League. Do you think Diego Maradona's, rest in peace, his stock did not rise when he helped Argentina win the World Cup? Like his Premier Division stock, his Premier League stock, or his club football stock did not rise. But in football, it's a bit less evident because football is something that is like cricket. Even with all the BCCI money, cricket will take a very, very, very long time to catch up to football. Very long time, even with the, and by the way, yeah, with the IPL money, what did the UAE do? The UAE said, okay, let's show you how much money we have. Okay, with one announcement of one tournament, it put almost all the other tournaments, their income capacity to shame. Okay, they said, on a maximum, you'll be able to make maybe 5 or 6 times, more money. Especially at least, that's what's coming out. Imagine if America did something like that. And like I said, I'm in philanthropy, so I have a bit better grasp of like, how much money America actually has. So yeah, imagine if America did something like that. England tried, it didn't catch on. It didn't catch on because, like, it's like I said, in it's marketed the wrong way. And I lived in England for 5.5 years. Okay, and I lived in the what should be the heart of cricket country. I lived in Yorkshire. Even in Yorkshire, people view cricket as a bougie sport, not a day to day everyman sport. The everyman sport is football and football and rugby. Cricket doesn't have that image. So that's why I keep saying you need to shift away from this image that cricket is a bougie sport. And this is one thing the subcontinent did so well, that it shifted away from cricket being a bougie sport to cricket being an everyman sport. And it did it successfully, and it became profitable. So does ODI cricket need to change? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because people forget, it actually started off as 60 overs. Then it got taken down to 55 overs. Then it got taken down to 50 overs. Okay. Now, unfortunately, and another thing that I won't say super expertise, but bit more of knowledge on is like human psychology and human information processing, how the brain actually processes information in several situations. So like, I'm not going to go too much about like the shortened attention span. The bottom line is a lot of organizations and a lot of thinking is now catering towards the shorter attention span, because you can't reversing the process will not only cost you more money, but it will generate less money and cost you more time. But anyways, the shorter attention span, if the ICC has to make ODI cricket conducive to this type of thinking, or this type of approach, the lowest I'm willing to go with ODI cricket in terms of reducing overs is 35 overs a side. And even though that is really, really pushing it, like no less than 35 overs a side. And this is because, even when I was playing competitive cricket, I was out there on the field for 30 overs, 35 overs. I believe a couple of occasions even 40 overs. I didn't see a problem with it. In fact, I actually enjoyed the I won't say the 5-day format of the game, but as close to as a 1-day match we could take our cricket matches. So I have that type of mental endurance to sit through a match that is that long. That plus all this money you see that is being thrown around in T20 cricket, some of that money needs to go to ODI cricket as well after ODI cricket gets a rebrand. And to get a rebrand, they need to make their matches more competitive. I will not say make the ropes, make the boundary line smaller. No, that just makes it silly. They tried a few things. They tried a 12th man, and the 12th man idea, I don't think it's a bad idea. I think it is, if executed right, it could be a good idea. But definitely some changes need to happen. The basic, 22 yards, the wickets and whatnot. that needs to be there. This, uh, in the Caribbean, there's this new thing that's coming up. I forget what what they keep calling it. It's like a T10 league type of thing. Something like if you hit like you'll have like 2 overs of power play. If you hit 2 or 3 sixes or something like that, or 4 sixes, you get another over of power play. So incentivizing, getting another over of power play by hitting the sixes, that brings a new dynamic, and I think that can work. It'll obviously help, like switch up the strategy and whatnot. But yeah, ODI cricket needs to do something like this as well. I mean, ODI cricket is not going to like be cancelled, but I have a feeling people are not going to take it seriously. But it is still going to stick around because ODI cricket in the end is still generating all the big names in world cricket right now. Like it or not, your Benn Stokes, your Kevin Peterson. Yeah, Kevin Peterson, like started from the Test, but he made it really big in the ODIs as well. Okay, your even someone like Andrew Flintoff. Okay, lot of ODI performances. Okay, Virat Kohli, like back in the day, even Tendulkar. Tendulkar is a 90s guy. Most of his prominence came from ODI cricket. Brian Lara is a little different because he batted ODI style in Test matches as well, and that is why people enjoyed seeing Brian Lara. But even in ODI cricket, Brian Lara was the man, and he was actually the global brand of cricket for a long time. Tendulkar was more like the Indian subcontinent people. Brian Lara, he had a series of games. His face was representing the games by Codemasters. Up until like I believe Brian international cricket or Brian Lara 2007, which I believe is the last cricket game that I played on the PlayStation 2. So good lord, and yeah, that Groove Armada song, that's where I got it from. Okay. And finally, is the world overreacting to Ben Stokes? Absolutely. Absolutely. If now there are talks about Kane Williamson wanting to go, Hardik Pandya. Oh, if Hardik Pandya wants to go, let him go. No, let him go. He will hurt his own brand by this. Hardik Pandya is not established enough to have that type of leverage. Kane Williamson, he proved himself. He proved whatever he had to prove. He's part of the team that won the first ever Test championship. Okay, he is the captain of the team that basically what I call New Zealand the reason why I call New Zealand 2019's real world champions. And by the way, what happened to Jofra Archer? Everyone's like all this buzz about Jofra Archer. What happened to Jofra Archer? Yeah, but getting back to this, if Kane Williamson, yeah, he can go, but it's not like he's not going to hurt his brand value. He is. Okay, even people like Brandon McCullum, yeah, he hit that a lot of sixes, but he he also uses ODI status to ODI stature to bolster his own type of his own T20 stock. So Ben Stokes retiring right now, yes, people are overreacting to it. Okay, and people need to stop overreacting to it. Okay, you have other contemporaries as well. Okay, you don't see the Jason Holder. He is not pulling the trigger. In fact, he just made a comeback. It's not a good comeback, but still, he's working his way, his way through it. Shakib Al Hasan, he's not pulling the trigger. He's going to play all 3 formats. Okay. So even Virat Kohli, he's going to play all 3 formats. He didn't say I'm gonna retire from international ODIs. So yeah, people need to stop overreacting to Ben Stokes. He called time on his ODI career. That's his problem. Yes, problem. Anyways, those are my thoughts on how to, perhaps fix ODI cricket and what I feel is the influence of, franchise T20s in ODI cricket and why ODI cricket, will most likely stick around even in a world with so many franchise T20s. Because franchise T20s, you can't keep calling the same Chris Gale and Shahid Afridi again and again and again and again. Bro, one day they're gonna get old. You can't keep calling the same people. So yeah, ODI cricket will create you new stars. So it has to stick around. Anyways, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. And as always, hit that like, subscribe, and bell notification buttons. It's your boy Tanvir Saad, the Bengal Dragon, signing out.